Okay, so this is what ChatGPT looks like. It's a super simple interface that simply consists of the text box where you enter your prompts, the main screen where your results are generated, and here on the left is where the chats that you create each time you start a new thread are saved. And this is what Jasper AI looks like. It has an entire interface built around it that makes it more specifically structured to help you generate marketing copy and content. So this is the main dashboard. These are the templates that are specifically intended to help you to create marketing content and copywriting and different types of copy. And I'll tell you about this chat feature in a bit. This is where your documents are saved. So whenever you start a new, like you would start a new chat in ChatGPT, you use documents inside Jasper AI, which are kind of like Google Docs, and therefore make it really easy for you to write out long documents and for you to kind of manage your work. Next is recipes, and recipes are specific processes designed to walk you through an entire content creation task. So you have recipes for writing cold emails, blog posts, Facebook ads, etc., etc. And finally, you have art, which is Jasper's AI art generator, like DALL-E or Midjourney. Now, one of the best features of Jasper, which comes when you sign up for Boss Mode, and I'll leave you a link to trial Boss Mode for free in the description of this video, is the one-click blog post. And basically, this will Now, one of my favorite features with Jasper is the one-shot blog post. This is such a powerful feature because you can literally enter the name of your blog topic, the tone of voice that you wanted to use, the intended audience, and then choose how many outputs you would like it to generate. And with just that, it will generate an entire blog post. So let's try out So let's compare the blog post output that we can get from Jasper and ChatGPT. Let's give them the same prompt. How to get started with intermittent fasting. I'm going to keep the tone of voice as friendly. Intended audience, let's say busy mums, for example. Here is where you can change the language output. And let's go for one output and just click generate. And give Jasper some time to work on that. And here is the result. It's even labeled the title, the introduction, the body, so that you easily know which section of the blog is intended for what. Now, I've had a quick read through it. It's a pretty decent blog post, and there's even subheadings here which you can then edit to get the right on-page SEO. So it's gone through a general introduction, explaining what intermittent fasting is, and then going into the benefits of intermittent fasting and getting started with it, and you've got the conclusion here. Obviously, you might have to go through this, add more, generate more output, go into more detail, add more subheadings. But for literally one click and just a few seconds, this is pretty mind-blowing. Now I'm going to take the same prompt. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and say, can you write a blog post called How to Get Started with Intermittent Fasting? The target audience is busy moms. Make sure to include an introduction, subheadings, and a conclusion. The difference with ChatGPT is that you actually have to go into more detail explaining what you want the final result to be, whereas with Jasper, it's taking already into consideration that your blog post is going to need an introduction, subheadings, and a conclusion. So let's click enter and see what the result is. So here's what we got back from ChatGPT. Just like Jasper, it has tagged which is the introduction, the subheadings, and the conclusion. Now I've had a quick read through this, and honestly, it's pretty good, and it's pretty similar to the points that Jasper covered. So it's really difficult to tell which one gave us the better output. So in this case, I'm going to say they're about the same level of quality output. Now, you don't have to click one. Now, you don't have to use one shot blog post with Jasper. You can also just start with a completely new document, start from scratch, and just freeform the entire thing yourself. What I like about this is if you are experienced with generating this kind of copy or content, you can just have more control over how much detail it goes into, what section comes after what. And what Jasper does is that it reads all the content above, just like ChatGPT, learns from it, and then continues the output from there. So, for example, if I let's just copy paste this from ChatGPT and say, okay, so for Jasper AI, we also have to write the description or brief here. This is where you would prompt ChatGPT. So this is a blog post about getting started with intermittent fasting. This is where you would enter the keywords that you're trying to rank for. You can also prompt ChatGPT to keep this in mind, and you can also choose the output length here. So let's say what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tell Jasper what this section actually is. And then what I can do is hold Command J or click Compose, and Jasper is going to read that paragraph and just go on and elaborate on it. And every time it stops, you just need to tap Compose, and it's going to keep outputting information to continue that blog post. Now, I can even say, write a paragraph about how busy mums can fit intermittent fasting into their schedule, compose, and Jasper is just going to take your command from there and keep composing. One thing you have to remember is to remove this, because there have been a few times when I don't remember to remove these things, and then I just publish the blog post as it is. Now, you can achieve the exact same kind of process with ChatGPT. As I said, one thing that I really like about Jasper that ChatGPT doesn't have is the option to integrate with tools like Surfer SEO. So I can go ahead here and click SEO mode. And once, obviously, you need to have a subscription for Surfer SEO for this. Surfer SEO is an amazing tool. I love using it, and I will leave you a link to try it out in the video description. And what you would do is create a content editor that's based on the top SERP results for your specific keywords. I'm just going to be quick with this and work with one that I was previously working on. And then it's going to grade your content as you write it and give you a score. And your aim is basically to get it into the green section, which is over 70. The more keywords you can use, the more words you can match according to the best SERP results, headings, paragraphs, and images, the higher your score is going to be. It's kind of gamified, so it's really fun. I find it really addictive to try and edit the content as I go, integrating these keywords and kind of seeing that traffic light signal go towards green. So I never really use the output that ChatGPT or Jasper gives me verbatim. I always use it as a starting point and then go from there, make my tweaks, change it so that it sounds more relevant, human, cross-check the accuracy of it, because you can't really trust the accuracy of both Jasper or ChatGPT. And also make it sound more like me, make sure I'm including the information I need to include, and also making sure I'm including the top ranking keywords to make this as SEO optimized as possible. Now, one big thing that made ChatGPT a better contender in my mind when it first came out. So I have been using Jasper for a really long time. And then when I started playing around with ChatGPT, one thing that I really liked was the format of it just being conversational like this. So I could just ask it to write an email to my boss saying, I just arrived at work, for example. And then once that's done, I could go back in and say, can you make it more casual? So really it's like having a chat back and forth with ChatGPT and kind of tweaking the result until you got what you wanted. Whereas with Jasper, you were originally very you had to be really structured with what you were creating because everything was defined by the template you were using. So to me, when ChatGPT came out, I thought that's a big advantage because I can just have this chat with ChatGPT and kind of tweak the results until I got what I wanted. Now, that has all completely changed because Jasper has recently introduced Jasper Chat, which is, as you can see, still in beta, which mimics pretty much what ChatGPT does. And you can have a chat back and forth, prompting it to give you exactly what you need, and then also tweaking the results until you have the final output that best matches what you had in mind. So I can prompt Jasper Chat to do exactly the same thing as ChatGPT. But like I mentioned in the intro of this video, there is one huge thing that makes Jasper Chat 10 times better really than ChatGPT and might just make it the winning contender. And that is the fact that you can toggle this option right here, include Google search data. It's going to ask to know your location. You can choose to block or allow that. I haven't found that it really matters that much unless you're looking for really geographically specific results. And what this is going to do is also consult the internet to give you very up to date results. One problem with ChatGPT is that ChatGPT is trained only up to the events, only in events up to 2021. So anything more recent than 2021, ChatGPT has very limited knowledge and will basically just be making up the content. Whereas with Jasper Chat, if you want to know some information that's more recent than 2021, let's ask it, for example, can you give me a list of the teams playing in the World Cup 2022? I know. And here we go. It's given us accurate information and it's also given us the sources where that information came from. So we can go back and cross reference and check, make sure that that is correct. Now, if I copy paste this into ChatGPT, ChatGPT is going to tell us that it has a knowledge cutoff date of September 2021. And it can tell us that it knows that the World Cup 2022 is scheduled to take place in Qatar, will involve 32 teams, but that is the extent of its knowledge. So for me, this is a huge advantage with Jasper Chat because you're operating off of up-to-date information. And let's say you wanted to use this for your business to understand the market that you're operating in and get a competitive analysis of what's going on. I wouldn't really, I would prefer to use this tool over ChatGPT because I know that I'm getting more up-to-date information. So, for example, I could ask it to conduct a SWOT analysis of the major players in the women's athletic wear market in the UK. And I can also ask it to reply in matrix format. This is pretty amazing. Just watch what Jasper chat comes back with. So here we go. It's literally taken less than 2 seconds. One thing I've also noticed is that Jasper Chat is actually so much quicker than ChatGPT. Obviously, there is now a paid version of ChatGPT with ChatGPT Plus that gives you back quicker results. But in that case, once again, it's kind of eliminating one of the major advantages of ChatGPT, which is that it's free, in the sense that you need to pay for constant access, because sometimes you log into ChatGPT and it says that the servers are overloaded and you can't really access it for the next few hours. So the paid version of ChatGPT gives you access at all times. And it also gives you a faster response rate. You just get this automatically with Jasper, obviously, because you're paying for it. And here we go. This is the SWOT analysis that it has conducted of the major players in the women's athletic wear market in the UK. And we know that this is an up-to-date and accurate response that reflects the current situation, because it is connected to the internet. Now, as I said, the comparison is that ChatGPT is free and Jasper AI isn't. But if you're really serious about tapping into the power of AI to build a business or to create content at scale for your own business or to offer content, marketing, or copywriting services as a business, then I would potentially edge towards Jasper AI, because now with the introduction of Jasper Chat and the fact that it's connected to the internet and can provide up-to-date results that aren't pretty much 2 years out of date, that's made it really a huge contender in my eyes. ChatGPT is an incredible tool you can use for free, but as I said, the free version is overloaded sometimes, and you get quite a slow response rate, so you still kind of have to pay for quality at this point to use it. Now, I also really like the templates from Jasper AI and the recipes, which make the process of creating compelling marketing copy and content a lot easier and more structured if you need help in that area. Whereas ChatGPT is basically like a blank canvas. You kind of have to really know what you need, and tell it exactly what you want and specify on everything. So if you have more experience with marketing and copywriting, ChatGPT will do. But if you need a little help and a bit more structure, then definitely Jasper is going to give you that, and it's going to be an easier tool for you to use. Now, I will leave you a link in the product description, in the description of this video, with a link to try out Jasper AI for free, and get 10,000 words completely free. So definitely check that out. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments below, which tool do you think is better, ChatGPT or Jasper AI? If there are any other AI tools that you would like me to compare, then let me know as well. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.